I have a very exciting video today because I'm going to be talking about how to not procrastinate. Basically, procrastinating is not doing something you don't want to do. So I'm going to help you try and find a way to feel motivated to do these tasks, or even just find things that you can do in place of doing those tasks, so then you feel more motivated to do them after you've done another thing. It's very confusing. So the first thing would be to time block. I'll take a few moments to plan my day or the rest of the week. I've just found organizing my time such a therapeutic thing to do. For example, I'll have a plan of what I'm gonna do in a day. So I've got a to-do list. I've got a timetable here. In this sheet I haven't filled it out. Usually I do fill it out. I'll write a to-do list for the day and then all the things I want to do in those time slots. And that gives you that little ounce of motivation that you need to get that task done because it's written down. And what I also like to do is I do handwrite it, which is really why I like having a planner, because at the end I love to get a red pen just right through. It's just so deeply satisfying to get something done and draw that line through it. That comes down to my next task. You can break large tasks down to smaller tasks. Even though your to-do list will be larger, you'll actually feel more accomplished. That's just what works for me. There might be some psychology studies that show that as well. I'm just sharing what works for me, and you can find out if it works for you as well. An example of breaking a large task down to smaller things would be that you have to write an essay for school, say, that's 4,000 words long, such as the IB extended essay. You can break that up into a lot of chunks, like research and planning, and even the research, you can chop that up into smaller pieces, the different paragraphs you're going to write in your essay or something like that. I think it's important to scale the to-do list based on what the task that you want to do is. So for an essay you might have quite a big list if it's a big essay, but if it's a smaller essay then you might have a smaller to-do list of things. Or even with posting YouTube videos, for me, I write in little boxes. I write the script, film the video, edit the video, post the video. So even for that one video there's a list of things that I do to get it done. I've just found it always really helpful because I do like the crossing out. Yeah. The third thing you can do to procrastinate productively is to clean your room or your study space or wherever it is that you work. Having a tidy desk space allows you to keep on task, and it allows you to remove distractions as well. I read some research showing that actually doing a boring activity can prompt creativity that you may need to get a task done, which I think is quite an interesting thing, because according to that, boredom leads to creativity, which I guess it sort of does in a way. It depends on who the person is, to be honest, because I think everyone's going to experience that differently. The fourth thing to productive procrastination is to do something easy. So if you have a really easy task that you need to do, such as watering your plants or making your bed, or even just organising your notes for school into your binders so that they're all in the right order. Doing something easy will allow you to lead on to doing something harder or something that challenges you, because you sort of feel that sense of accomplishment from doing those smaller tasks. Whew, my card ran out of storage. Anyway, I'm back. I'm not sure what number this is, but the next thing you can do to productively procrastinate is exercise. With doing exercise, you may feel guilty that you could have spent that hour studying instead, but it's actually been shown that exercise will boost your brain power and help you study more effectively. Releases lots of good chemicals. I'm not being scientific at all here. If I knew the words, I would say them. It also gives you the opportunity to just clear your head of any thoughts and just focus on the physical exercise. If I'm not feeling motivated to get something done, usually I will just go for a 5k walk or a run around where I live, just to get my brain juices flowing, because it makes you feel like you've accomplished something, and then you're more likely to accomplish something else, which is the main theme of all the things that I'm talking about in this video. The next thing you can do to procrastinate productively, the plosive right there, is make a list of links to study and revision sites. This is obviously going to be extremely helpful, probably more in the months leading up to your exams than, say, the night before. It means you have something that you can refer to while you're studying instead of accidentally typing in Netflix or YouTube into your browser, because you have this list that you can refer to and click on the links directly. And speaking of videos, another way to productively procrastinate is to watch videos, but something that loosely relates to what you should be doing instead. Learning background information about your subject can really help you understand the subject more, because a lot of what you learn in GCSEs or in school is only the surface of that subject. I just love being able to really delve deeper into a subject. And that brings me to my next point, which is choose a subject topic that you don't really understand and delve deeper into it. I do this for a lot of subjects where I find that I just don't get the information that's been given to me. This happens a lot in chemistry. What you can do is watch YouTube videos, read articles, do anything that you can do to gain a better understanding of a topic that you struggle with. And if you have any questions that you find yourself asking yourself, you can ask Google or a teacher or a family member if they may know something about it, because I feel that finding out the background information for a subject really does help you understand it more. Another thing that you can do to productively procrastinate is eliminate distractions. So you can hide your phone, make your sibling hide it so you don't know where it is, and just be disciplined and keep your willpower to not be distracted by clicking on any possible distractions. Honestly, for me, I will read if I don't want to get something done. For example, this weekend I was supposed to be doing a presentation for school, but instead of doing that presentation for school, I was reading this, and I finished this in one day. I did get the presentation done in the end. I also read Murder on the Orient Express, and I really enjoyed reading it. It was such a good book. I literally cannot put it down. And that is an example of productive procrastination, because I've been meaning to read this book for a long time, and I read it, and it was a good book. Sort of productive procrastination. Emphasis on the word productive, but also questioning of the definition of productive in that statement. What I use to just not go on my phone is this app called Flora, and it allows you to like plant trees. There's lots of apps that you can get like this. And another option for eliminating distractions is to revise with your friends, because it is possible that you might go off topic while talking to your friends, but you can also hold each other accountable and eliminate other distractions, such as going on your phones and trying not to get off task as well. Another thing I do to try and ebb the flow of procrastination in my life is create deadlines for myself. And yes, they can be fake. I'll try and set a deadline earlier than what the actual deadline of the thing is. It allows you to be more organised with how you spend your time, I think, because instead of doing everything at the last minute, you can sort of spread it out along a timeline as it goes. And also with setting deadlines, you can set like mini deadlines, such as with tasks that I talked about before. And I think creating fake deadlines allows you to reduce stress in your life, because you get something done before it, but you sort of had that like secret knowledge that if you hadn't got it done, you still would have had a little bit of time to do it. And it does relieve a bit of stress, I think. That like distortion of the lens, my hands look really big. The last thing would be to eat healthy, because a healthy mind and a healthy body leads to better study, and I think less procrastination as well, because eating really healthy sort of makes you feel really good about yourself. And I think doing exercise has the same effect. Of course, it's important to treat yourself as well, but I think consistently having a bad diet may lead to just not feeling as good about yourself. So I think eating healthy and like feeling good about yourself means that you would be more motivated to complete tasks. I mean, that's just what works for me. I think I'll finish off this quote by Robert Benchley on, I think I just read it in an article somewhere, but he said that the psychological principle is this: anyone can do any amount of work provided it isn't the work he's supposed to be doing at that moment. My best trick is to play my projects off each other, and I feel as though this is a very cool concept to use because it allows you to have two projects that you work on side by side. But if I don't feel like doing one and more inclined to do the other, then I feel like that's a good way to procrastinate and just like bounce from one to the other. And I think this is what Benchley is saying when he said this quote, which I thought was just a really important idea that I'd share with you all. If you have any ideas of things that you do to procrastinate, feel free to comment down below. I think they work this time. And yeah, best wishes in your exams, obviously, if you are studying for exams at the moment, or best wishes for your revision if you're revising, or just best wishes in life in general. Remember that wherever you are in the world, remember to stay safe and be kind to everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.